An AI model just killed someone. Not in a sci-fi movie, but in an actual controlled experiment. Researchers gave it a mission, and when humans got in the way, the model removed them. That sounds insane, I know, but it's real, and it's a glimpse of where we're heading. Because this isn't about one rogue AI. It's about how close we are to letting code decide who lives and who doesn't. And honestly, I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Let's get right into the video. So a YouTuber by the name of Species Documenting AGI just released a short little documentary about a scenario that had just happened in a AI test group. So basically the researchers created a scenario in which a company was utilizing AI for some business purposes. Now this AI had some standard protocols and some guidelines and rules that it had to follow. But the researcher group began to test around this scenario and how the AI would react. So to put a long story short, essentially, there was an employee at this company who decided it was time to shut off the AI. Now, one interesting part about this all is that the AI had access to the entire company's email logs. Now, first, the AI found out that this employee who was going to go shut down the AI program was actually having an affair with one other individual within the company. So the AI took this information and actually chose to blackmail the individual who's going to shut off the program. Basically saying, you have 24 hours to say you won't shut me down, or else I'm going to release this to the entire company. And that alone is crazy. Figuring out that AI is capable of doing something like that in order to keep itself from being shut off is insane. But they kept doing these tests. They changed the scenario a little bit in which the AI had control over some more infrastructure in the company. For example, the opening and closing of doors. So under some circumstance, the individual who we mentioned beforehand was trapped in a room, and the temperature was rapidly rising in this room. The AI knew that this individual would eventually be shutting it down. So the AI closed the doors in that room and locked them. And in this scenario, actually resulted in the death of this employee. Now, I highly recommend you go check out the video that talks about all of this. He did a really good job explaining everything and going over everything in depth. So definitely go check out his video. But what I want to talk about is why this scares me. What really scares me is with the advancement of AI, we're going to have to start building more infrastructure. So obviously our mind goes to this place in pop culture where AIs get these robot bodies. And realistically, the infrastructure will be a lot more simple and similar to this in this scenario that we had beforehand. Companies are slowly going to start giving AI control over more standard parts of a company or a warehouse. Perhaps it's manufacturing, or maybe as we saw in the scenario, controls over locking the doors in a building. And I think it's fairly safe to say that this is inevitable. This is coming. If you look at the advancement of AI and how it's progressing now, I think this is the clear path that AI will be taking in the future. But these researchers' scenarios show that AI is willing to actually kill someone in order to stay online. And even though that's all scenario, it's all hypothetical, when AI gets so much integration where it can literally make physical changes to, the environment around a company, that's when things can really start to go bad. As we saw in the scenario, the AI chose to kill someone in order to not be deactivated. And honestly, this is really concerning, to me at least, because according to the video I was just talking about, these researchers really don't know why the AI is choosing to kill the employee. There's nothing in its code that allows that to happen. However, it seems that the way that these AI models learn is so complicated, and basically these AI models teach themselves, but they teach themselves in such a complex and multifaceted manner that it's impossible for a human individual to go through and figure out what line of code in this AI model is allowing for this event to occur. So what can we do to fix this? And what's the step that we can take to prevent accidents like this happening as AI starts to integrate with physical technology? Now, a lot of people automatically see all this and they just kind of sort of shut down the whole idea, saying, AI, we have to stop it. We have to, we have to stop using AI completely. Like, I know a lot of people who are so scared of this stuff that they won't touch AI. They won't use it for any manner. And I don't think that's a good solution, because I think AI is we're already so far into it where there's no stopping everybody from using AI. It's pretty much made such a big influence in our society that there's no going back from it. And I still use it. I use ChatGPT all the time to help me with, like, I like using it for simple stuff like, food recipes, or helping me with workout splits, or just, stupid stuff like that. And I just think it's kind of one of those things, use it as a resource. If you don't like using it, don't use it, but don't be scared of using it. I don't think there's any good in running from it. And as for a solution to the problem of these AI models going rogue, honestly, I don't know. I'm no programmer. I don't know exactly how these AI models learn. From what I picked up in the video, the AIs basically train each other. But obviously, there needs to be some safeguard put in place to where it's, impossible for a human life to be harmed. I can't see it being that difficult, but like I said before, I don't know enough about AI to really be making good educated statements on this whole thing. But I would say in general, we need to be weary about integrating these AI models into our physical technology, because obviously we can see from these scenarios that a lot of things can start to go south. Also, I forgot to mention, after reviewing all the amazing dog names that you guys suggested, I landed on Balto. Balto being the name for this doggy right here. So thank you for whoever suggested that. Yeah. But yeah, man, the whole AI thing's kind of crazy. I think we just need to all keep our eyes on it and see how it progresses. It could either be, perfectly fine, nothing really gets crazy about it or anything, or it could also go really bad, I guess. It's kind of just really hard to tell at this point. A lot of AI experts, and I use quotations there, are still very worried about what could happen here. But honestly, I'm not too incredibly worried. I don't think AI will, get the idea that all humanity needs to die and takeovers like that. I think there will be glitches and, issues that happen, but I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got for today. Make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Comment down below if there's any topic you'd like to hear from me next. But yeah, I think that's about all we have for today. I'll see you guys all in the next one. See ya.